If you would like to access TalkAbility for the visually impaired, please visit our Facebook page.
Kajeno lena re na le moeti a tswetsweng a na le tetra-amelia syndrome e hlaloswang ka hore motho ha ana matsoho a mabedi kapa ha a hlaha kaofela ebile ha ana maoto a mabedi kapa ha a hlaha kaofela. Re thabile haholo kajeno lena ho bana le Tinyiko a graduatileng ka di-distinction and ebile jwale ke social worker. Ra o amohela Tinyiko.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You come from a very big family, of extended family of other siblings, you could say, at least 8 of them.
Yes.
And how was it growing up in such a big group with your disability?
It wasn't different for me because of the support they gave me. So I grew up not even noticing that I'm different from other children. I just learned to deal with it and to live with it to a point where I got to a point where I can't even notice people staring at me anymore.
There's a gift of some sort. When you look at your life, what gift do you think you received from all of this?
A gift to learn to work hard with or without support. A gift to be able to motivate yourself, even though you feel like there's no point or no source of motivation. So for me, I feel like that is the most gift that I have.
Do you have any motto for yourself?
I always tell myself that no matter what, I should never give up. I'd rather fail while trying than saying to myself, I have failed without even trying. So no matter how something is difficult, I always work it out until I manage to get it.
Ehlile Tinyiko ha tloella letho hore le mo thibelle hore a fihlelle toro tsa hae. Ha ke re shebe bophelo ba Tinyiko, university mo a ntse tswedisa pele dithuto tsa hae teng.
Tinyiko Gwambe. I'm 23 years old and the baby born disability tetra-amelia syndrome. So the baby born is in a range of right and so that's is short without fingers. When I came to the University of Pretoria, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to study in Gori. I was never exposed to career guidance. Then after attending a career guidance at the University of Pretoria, I realized I got to study social work. I studied social work for 4 years and passed a distinction. Living with a disability is not easy when you're at varsity. But and sometimes you even wonder because even when people know you, they still stare at you. And then another thing that I faced is coming across some of the lecturers who didn't understand my situation. If I was late to class or not coming to class, some of the lecturers would think that I'm doing it on purpose and would make an example of people coming all the way from Johannesburg. It hasn't been an easy journey for me, especially Musindiko Shumisa wheelchair manual. Although there were challenges at TOP, there were also some good people who realized my potential and were support or for instance, no tanganyiswa disability unit yeah konontusa urendi one financial assistance uta school fees chikono badeliwa. I also met good lecturers who were supportive. They would make sure in class I am comfortable and she provided notes in cases where I couldn't write notes in class. Through hard work and determination, I managed to complete my studies and now I'm entering the workforce. So the challenges that I face is getting employed. Also, some of the working environments are not conducive to a person who's got a disability, so it's difficult to get a job due to such circumstances. Living with a disability doesn't mean that a person's mind doesn't work. Mumbro ya shuma fanana mtu mwana muwe and wakono ya shukoro ni wa jana shukoro wa feza shukoro wakono shuma fanana mtu mwana muwe.
In the clip, it shows there were difficulties with time issues where people could not understand at all why you were late and they never even tried to bali interest ya o thola hore ke eng kana kana e wetsang hore ska khona ho fitla ka nako.
Yes, it's very true because when I started, I didn't have the electric wheelchair, and there were no public buses that were wheelchair friendly at that time. So I had to be pushed a very long distance in order to come to varsity and also to go back. So it was really difficult for me, and sometimes the people who helped me would come to fetch me late, which was something that was beyond my control.
How it was a long distance to be pushed. O no sa dule sekolong?
No,
Okay, so o no dula how far from school?
I can say maybe 5 kilometers.
Ke eng e o entseng o bale social work?
In rural areas, there are so many people with disabilities who are not educated, and they don't know that they can go to schools and they can manage to study like other children through the use of assistive devices. So I feel like if I can work with people with disabilities, I can bring a lot of change because they're really struggling out there, and it's like their voices are not being heard.
Well, Tinyiko, now I'm just glad you are able to be an inspiration to yourself more than anything else. Hobane bophelong ke yona ntho eo o e hlokang. Ha re kgutla, re tla bua ka tsa bophelo ba Tinyiko. Re be re amohele Portia e leng motswalle wa hae. Kajeko lena re bua ka batho ba sa itekanelang empa ba balang maemong a hodimo a dithuto. Re sheba hore ba thusahala jwang hore ba kgone ho atleha ditabatabelong tsa bona. Portia he o santse a le teng ho tla bua le rona le yena. Welcome to the show, Portia.
Thank you.
I'm interested, li kopani jwang?
Okay, Tinyiko ngihlangane naye nge-first year because nami I also went to the University of Pretoria and apply social work also nami nge-first year yami. And with Tinyiko bese classini eliyi-1. So in class everyone was just staring ukuthi na umuntu yangena ine-disability and akekho umuntu obekhuluma nayo Tinyiko. So she will come into class and go out Taiwan. So one day I was like, hayi ngizokhuluma naye. I got to her and I got to her and she was always quiet. So mangifika kuyo I was thinking ngizothini kulo ntombazana. I got to her, I was like, hi, gama lami uPortia, I'm your new friend.
So you just,
I just told her.
You did not even try to,
no.
you know what, you took over saying
Yes.
friend yakho.
Yes, I was like,
And
saying
you just said yes.
Yeah, I greeted her and then we talked and then she asked for my numbers. We
But you were
exchanged
easy,
numbers.
Yeah, she was really
like really
I'm
easy.
friendly, but people used to be scared because I had a serious face, so they thought I'm not approachable.
And also Tinyiko is very clever. So a friendship here too, it was not a matter of me helping her as people usually assume. It was her also helping me as Kolwin.
And wena Tinyiko o feel jwang ka friendship ya hao le Portia?
It's very deep, our friendship, to a point where I even followed her to where she's staying, and
All right.
now we are staying in one place.
Sure. I hope you don't get married together. I know at university there's opening parties, there's rags, there's all of that. So tell me, did you guys get up to any of those things?
No,
Why?
unfortunately she got a boring friend.
And also our course was demanding, so we were always busy. But also people are afraid to approach people with disabilities. They just feel like we're different. We don't live life the way they do. For example, people might think that we don't go to parties. Why must we go to parties?
Angazi abantu they always assume umuntu one-disability akwazi ukuzicabangela or akwazi ukuzikhulumela.
Yes,
They always talk to the family member ohamba naye. Esikoleni I had to tell people, Tinyiko is my friend, I'm not her bodyguard.
For instance, with something that happened recently, I was going to submit my CV. I was told by another person that they're internships. So when I got there, I went there with 2 guys who accompanied me. And then the person I was supposed to talk to, when she came, she looked at those guys as if they're the ones who are looking for her and not me. So it always happens, and I feel frustrated and sad because I'm there, but people don't recognize me.
And for wena Tinyiko, how important was it to have the disability unit and you thusitse jwang dithutong tsa hao?
They help with almost everything. Even times when I didn't have food, they made plans.
And what type of assistance did you get in terms of preparing for tests and exams?
They gave me extra time, and they also offer special venues where you write exams or tests, where you can have a table that you adjust to go up and down, and also computers if you type with a computer.
And more classing taking notes, would you sebedisa an electronic device kapa ono ngola?
At
did you
first, I
use?
used to write, but it was very tiring for me because the tables in class are very low. So I came with an idea, and then I bought a tablet and started typing with my tablet, which was very easy and very fast for me.
And in terms of the lecturers, like how far does the disability unit then go to make sure that the lecturers are well informed, they understand the type of persons they are working with, and lo re ba ka ba thusa jwang hore ba kgone ho excel?
They usually kuba ne-lecturer abakhuluma, for example, Tinyiko must go back to them abatshele ukuthi ngifunda lawa ma-subject, lecturer yami lena nalena lena, and then bona bazoyithatha from there. They will communicate with the lecturer. If kunama-exams uTinyiko anawo, ba-communicate naye lecturer and bazosho ukuthi kunomuntu also ozoza eklasini lakho ukuthi baba-prepare nabo ukuthi bakwazi ukum-assista in that manner.
Well, it looks like a disability unit is very important for every university. And however, I think they still need to extend their services to make sure that there are social events which are done by the disabled people within those units to make sure that they make friends, the school and the other students get to know about them, including the lecturers. And I think also, it's also important that the lecturers form a big part of the disability unit, not only when it comes to tests, but also understand how to approach and how to assist during normal classes. Tshepo o na le polio, empa o phela a kgeswa ke setjhaba ka mehla. Ha re bone fela mona.
Ke nna Tshepo, ke tswa ke le Winterfeld, ke belele ka disability. Ke proud ka disability ya ka. Ke kgona ho etsa mmereko wa ka ebile ke itumela ke kgona ho etsa le ntho tse batho ba sa di tshepeng ka kgona di etsa. Ko collegeng ke entse business administration o FET. Ke rata go dlala bolo, batho ba na ba itha hore nka se kgone because of balebetse disability ya ka, maybe sure nga ba le mathata ke ralo ka bolo. Ne ke kgona ke bapala as well ka mkho o molomo na bapala ka teng. Ba be surprise hore how come motho a kgona ho tshameka mo than rona ka mpore tshamekang ka teng. Loko mmereko nga ke bereka ka quality ne batho na bana na mohlomong if nga se kgone go ka dilo tse heavy because of kana disability. Le go ntlong le bana ne kgone ba kuka ke yona ntho impileng mo encourage hore ke na le matla hore nka kgone go kuka each and everything hore le bana ba kana ke kukela bona. Ka ha ke na le disability nga se palelo go phela bophelo bo nna ke bo labalabelang or bophelo bo nna ke bo batlang. Hangata ke rata go dira ditho tse dintsi tsa go prove batho hore ke a kgona, and hape ke proud ka yona ka hore ke kgona go showa batho ba bangata hore ke a kgona go fitsa ka mokgwa ba nahana mohlomong a ke kgone ka mmereko nyane ke dira just because of kenal disability doesn't mean ke palela go dira dilo feta motho le nna.
Well, it seems like Tshepo o na le the same perspective o nang le yona ka bophelo hore look, I may have my disability but I can do anything.
Yes.
And hona jwale now that you are going into the job market, ho etsahalang mo?
It's very difficult because when I apply for a job, they always ask, can I drive or do I have a driver's license? So it's very difficult to get a job. And with other people, they assume that I cannot write, I cannot type, I cannot do the things that they are expecting of me, even though they don't even first check out. They just assume and conclude and never call me back.
Of course, now, not ke bue ka taba ye ya ho kganna. Have you ever looked into it to see what is possible for you out there?
Oh yes, recently I went to Centurion where they offer driving lessons for people with disabilities. They tested me in a car and I managed to drive it. So they are in the process of trying to help me to get the driver's license.
And I must say, it is the most disappointing thing I've ever had. I would expect such an industry to be more advanced than other industries. Empa it is what it is. Ha re khutla, re tla bua le Leila Abdul Khafour. Yena ke hloho ya Center of Psychological Services and Career Development kwana University ya Johannesburg. Ntse re bua ka tsohle tse malebana le baithuti ba sa itekanelang ba kenang dikolo tsa dithuto tse hodimo. Jwale re tla bua le Leila Abdul Ghafoor. Yena ke hloho ya Center of Psychological Services and Career Development e thusang baithuti ka tshehetso ya ho ba lebela dintho tsa technology e hlokahalang hore ba kgone ho ithuta. Welcome to the show, Leila.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, the disability unit is incorporated into PsyCAT at UJ.
Yes.
And can you tell us what is the whole purpose of it and when was it established?
So the disability unit has been around for as long as PsyCAT has been at the University of Johannesburg. And essentially what we do is we offer support to staff and students at the University of Johannesburg with disabilities. It actually used to be two separate functions. And then from the beginning of this year, it actually got merged into one function. And it really makes sense because in terms of the different support that we have and our budgets and our fundings and things like that, it really makes sense to have everything in one so that we could then have a stronger model and a stronger unit to serve both centers.
Integrating the two obviously
Yes.
now brings in the psychological support as well, apart from the learning support.
Yes.
And how does that work for the students?
Okay, so students come through and essentially our process is the first thing they see is someone called our caseworker. Our caseworker then screens and tries to establish if they need psychological support, if they need specifically concessions in terms of test and exam support and class support, if they need support in terms of being orientated around the campus, etc. From there, the student is then sort of booked with the relevant person. So if it's something for psychological support, they would not necessarily be booked with someone from the disability unit, but any of the psychologists at PsyCAT, because it's purely psychological support, whether you're disabled or whether you are able-bodied. If it's something that is specifically for the disability unit, they will then get booked with one of the psychologists who work specifically with disability, because that person would be specialized in terms of offering the correct support that they need.
And please explain, how do you then identify students with disabilities and also to make sure that they know about PsyCAT and the services of PsyCAT, especially at entry level from first year?
So we have something called a disability dashboard. So when anyone applies at the University of Johannesburg, we have an algorithm that already identifies those that have declared that they have a disability. What my staff then do is the year before students then come to UJ, we phone every single person that is on that list who has declared that they have a disability. And we ask them what support we could possibly give them and put into place.
And as for you, Tinyiko, did you experience this type of treatment where there was an earlier engagement to make sure that they were ready for you when you come in the following year?
For me, no, because even when I went there, I didn't know that there was a disability unit. I got to know it through another organization within the university, which then linked me with the disability unit. I didn't know that there is a disability unit where you can go and get assistance.
I think it's important that at the disability unit, when a student does come through, when you meet them for the first time, to kind of screen properly and ascertain what the student needs. If you can see that there's already an adjustment issue, or a difficulty with accepting one's disability, and adapting to university, because adapting to university, even if you are able-bodied, is a huge jump from school. So it's a huge jump for anyone. Then it would be nice to ensure that the student knows where that psychological support is.
And Tinyiko, with your experience, what do you think is lacking from the disability unit?
I think when a student is doing the final year, they should try to introduce the student to different recruiting companies where they can possibly get employment or apply for a job, because it's very difficult when you are done and then you want to apply for a job and then you get different people telling you that they can't take you because they assume that you cannot write or you cannot type.
We have a beautiful constitution that is written beautifully, but the reality part of it, and I see you rolling your eyes there as a friend, you're thinking, but all of this is not working out. Is that how you feel? You feel that, look, here's a person that is fully qualified, they've done what they want to do, but the system somehow kind of segregates them from actually living their dreams and their goals.
Exactly, that's how I'm feeling, Leila. And I must say I agree with what Leila was saying, that it's important to baba assist to get bafika esikolweni baye bafunde something abazokwazi ukuthola umsebenzi kuyo after. For example, Tinyiko now here she is, she's qualified, she got everything, she got a distinction from school, but when you go out, they need 5 years experience for an example, and also they need you to be mobile, to be able to drive yourself around. There she is, she's done, and she's talking about the fact yokuthi akakwazi ukuzitholela i-license at this point, and it is a process for her. And I think if there was something ebekayazi early, it was going to assist. And also, I feel they usually say they need somebody with a disability. Here I am saying that I need someone with a disability. Sizobahayarisha as our receptionists. There, Tinyiko gets there. They look at Tinyiko's disability. It's not the disability they had in head.
Yeah.
Like they had
in mind.
exactly had in mind.
And that's the thing. And but I think you've touched on something that I myself never even considered ever in my life, where it's sad, I must say, it's a sad truth where I have to now also channel my career ambitions a certain way because of my disability, even though it's not necessarily what I wanted to do. I must just find love for it at some point and enjoy it and be good at it, you know. But it is the reality of what we go through in this life right now. But in terms of Tinyiko's situation, how would you advise her?
So what I would say to you is when you go for your interviews, don't allow your disability to define you. Speak about yourself, speak about your strengths, speak about what you can do, speak out the things that interest you, the things that interest you within the particular company that you're applying for. Also show how you would be of benefit to the company and how you are the right person for that particular job function. So that takes a lot of research, you know, in terms of researching what the company does, what the job function would be, and show them what you can do, rather than focusing on what you cannot do or what you would battle to do. And also be very, very honest with them, you know, and say, this is something that I'm able to do. This is where I would need a little bit of support. But as a person, these are my strengths.
I think that was just beautifully said, you know. I think for most of us in interviews, as soon as the interviewer goes into the negatives, we tend to now dwell on those negatives as well, instead of just now focusing on our strengths and what we can do, because we are there about what we can do, not what they think we cannot do, or sometimes what we cannot do at all, you know. And we also need to now find out from them primarily how important is that which you say I cannot do right now to the job function. And by the time I come in, if I do my research very well, I would already know whether it is really at a higher degree or a small degree. I think one of the things we've learned here today, especially with the job market, is that let's put ourselves on the right path. And by the right path, let's put ourselves where our strengths could benefit us more and actually make our weaknesses less. And Tinyiko, I really thank you, all of you guys, for coming to the show. Tinyiko, thank you as well. And I really hope for you that you find employment and you do become Dr. Tinyiko one day. You look like a lady that can actually become Dr. Tinyiko one day, you know. Re fitlile pheletsong ya lenaneo la rona la kajeno. Ha o batla hore o kene tabeng tsena, o ka re latella mane ho social media hore o utlwe hore ditaba tsa rona di tsamaya jwang. Lebitso la ka ke nna Reina Moloi, ntse re bua ka bona bokgoni. We talk ability.